Christianity is undoubtedly the most popular religion in the world right now. However, there are several other religions way older than Christianity that people still practice today. Before the advent of Christianity, what higher power did people succumb to? At number 10, we have Jainism. Jainism is an ancient religion in India that is based on using the life of sacrifice and gentility to achieve peace and liberation. The exact time that this religion originated is not known, but there are speculations that it appeared between the 5th and the 6th century BCE. It originated from the Shraman tradition of India and was started by Lord Rishabh Dev and 23 other Tirthankaras. It started in the Ganges basin of India, which at that time was the area of devoted religious activity. The end goal of Jainism is finding the path to liberation of the soul through development and continuous rebirth. Today, there are about 6 million Jains in the world, and most of them are located in India. You will find many Jains in Rajasthan and Gujarat, and some have migrated to other places like Britain. Number 9. Islam. Islam, a religion that stemmed from the Yahwist patriarch Abraham and began in 610 AD, is the second largest religion in the UK. Still, despite being older than Christianity, Islam falls behind it on the popularity scale. Islam is a monotheistic religion that believes in the oneness of Allah. Muslims also believe in the prophets, especially Muhammad, who is believed to be the last one to have shared the divine words of the God. Islam is based on jihad, which means struggle. This struggle is in a bid to constantly reaffirm their faith and remind themselves of the goodness of Allah. It is also founded on 5 pillars, which are Saum, Salat, Shahada, Hajj, and Zakat. The pillar stands for fasting, prayer, confession of faith, pilgrimage, and alms giving respectively. The holy book of the Islamic religion is the Quran, which contains the teachings of the prophets. There are sects in Islam with different types of beliefs and practices. According to the PEW Research Center, there are 1.8 billion Muslims in the world, and the numbers are increasing. Meanwhile, the next religion on the list is undergoing a decline. At number 8, we have Zoroastrianism. Speaking of monotheistic religions, Zoroastrianism is another one of those. However, while some religions are claiming more souls, others like Zoroastrianism are slowly becoming a minority religion. Zoroastrians believe in the god Ahura Mazda and the distinction between God and evil. While some people believe that the religion started in the 6th century BC, others think it began 1,000 years before that. It was introduced by the prophet Zoroaster to the people of Persia. The teachings of Zoroastrianism are based on the revered text called Genda Avesta. The book is written in the Avestan language, which bears similarities to Sanskrit. However, only a few copies of the old texts are still available today. The religion is heavy on the use of symbols, some of which include the Farah Vahar, which symbolizes eternity, and fire, which stands for light and purification. Zoroastrianism used to be the state religion of Iran and was practiced widely by other Persians in other regions. Today, however, it is only a minority religion. Many Zoroastrians turned to Islam when it came to Persia in the mid-1600s. At number 7, it's Shinto. Shinto is another religion that claimed a place once it came into existence. It first appeared in Japan in the 6th century BCE. It is the formal state religion of Japan, which likely dates further back, but there are no records of such. It has no known founder, sacred texts, or formal system. Shinto means the way of kami, which believes in spiritual beings and not only their existence in spirits, but also in different bodies like water, trees, and even mountains. Many of the beliefs of this religion shaped Japan into what it is today. So, Shinto believes in the higher forces of nature and spirituality. It is associated with Buddhism and has about 3 million followers worldwide. Number 6. Taoism. The origin of Taoism is uncertain, but most people know that the sacred text of the religion, the Tao Te Ching, appeared in the late 1st century BCE. It was written by the scholar and philosopher Lao Tzu. Taoism began in China as some minor traditions which accumulated to later become a religion. At first, the religion was mainly practiced among the elite, the wealthy, and/or the educated, but it would later spread to the lower classes. This is why the religion has sects that carry out slightly different practices. Taoism is based on the belief that the universe is never-ending and is constantly changing and developing. This is represented by the yin-yang symbol. They also use the crane to symbolize perfection. Based on this, the lifestyle of many Taoists is based on trying to find better versions of themselves on a never-ending quest for betterment and the search for perfection. Number 5. Buddhism. While some religions like Taoism have no leader, Buddhism is clear on who it is following. Buddhism was founded in 560 BC, which makes it centuries older than Christianity. It was introduced by Siddhartha Gautama, who followers today still refer to as the Buddha. Buddhism is based on the search for peace and wisdom for the spirit and soul. It believes in a higher sense of self and the need for enlightenment. It is much like Taoism in that sense. Siddhartha Gautama spent most of his life teaching the ways of Buddhism and spiritual peace. The practices geared towards achieving this heightened sense of self include meditation and other spiritual practices that allow them to connect to a higher order. The religion promotes the concepts of karma, dharma, and reincarnation. Like Islam, it has pillars which include dukkha, samudaya, magga, and nirodha. They stand for suffering and cause of suffering, the path that frees a person from suffering, and the end of suffering. These pillars are called the Four Noble Truths. Buddhism is widely practiced in many Asian countries by people who seek nirvana. Number 4. Confucianism. Founded just a few decades before Buddhism, many believe Confucianism to not just be a religion but also a political philosophy. This is because it is based not only on morals and spiritual sense but also incorporates societal values. Confucianism was founded by the philosopher Confucius, who was determined to keep society segregated and even differentiated the relationships that could occur in it, including king and minister, husband and wife, and father and son. Confucius's teachings, which according to him came not from him but from a higher power, are based on 5 principles. These principles are righteousness, wisdom, trustworthiness, humanness and goodness, and propriety. Hence, the religion is simply based on incorporating virtue in humans through these core principles and enabling them to become their best selves. Today, there are over 6 million people who practice Confucianism. At number 3, it's Hinduism. Hinduism came about around 1500 BC and was practiced in Southeast Asian countries like India. Until now, many Indians still practice the religion. Several religions derive their principles from Hinduism, which cues you into just how old it is. Just like Buddhism, Hinduism is based on the concept of dharma, which is a cosmic behavior that promotes social order and righteousness. Hinduism also believes in hierarchy and it organizes the society into classes. It uses many symbols including the swastika for good fortune and the Om, a sacred sound. It also believes in karma and reincarnation. All these point out how similar it is to Buddhism, which likely takes most of its principles from here. Nobody knows who the founder is or has a holy book, but they have several sacred texts that they revere. They believe in the god Brahma, which would have made them monotheistic, but they believe in other gods that come from him and so are referred to as henotheistic. Because Hindus believe that all living things have a soul, many of them are vegetarians, avoiding meat, especially beef. It is unlike the religion at number 2. Number 2, Judaism and Yahwism. This is a monotheistic religion that began over 4,000 years ago, and they eat a lot of meat. Judaism stemmed from Yahwism, which was practiced by the Hebrew people, and it began with Abraham. It is believed that he, alongside Isaac and Jacob, his son and grandson, are the forefathers of Israel. When the Israelites were enslaved and Moses came to free them, he brought along the 10 Commandments, which would become the groundwork for the Jewish core values. This is what turned Yahwism into Judaism as it is known today. Judaism became widely practiced in 2085 BC and was based on the teachings of the Torah, which is made up of 5 books. The followers of Judaism believe in a God called Yahweh, the creator of the universe. It is older than Christianity, and a lot of Christian principles stem from it as well. Judaism is known as the first monotheistic religion. So what religion were people practicing before the advent of monotheism? Number 1, polytheism. This is the oldest religion of all time. It is not only older than Christianity but is older than every other religion. The fact that it is not just one solid practice likely contributes to this fact. Polytheism is found in pagan practices that worship different gods. Some of the earliest recorded instances of this practice can be found in Egyptian myths, which were recorded on Sumerian tablets as far back as 4000 BC. It can also be found in ancient Greece and Rome, where they worshipped multiple gods like Aphrodite and Hades. Christianity is the most practiced religion in the world today, closely followed by Islam. But there is a rapid decline in Christianity in some regions. So, in the next few decades, which religion do you think will have the number 1 spot? Christianity or Islam? Let us know your answer in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share and subscribe. Also click the bell button to be notified when a new video drops.